Have you seen a more beautiful loaf than this? Well, this was the nastiest loaf I've made. And I was so excited because I used fruity pebbles. I soaked them in milk and I got this beautiful sweet milk that had a hint of pink, and I thought it would have been the perfect flavor to add to my loaf. So I added that to my dough, a little bit of sugar, the flour, and the salt. I mixed everything together, and then here is where I started to notice that the dough was a little bit on the dry side. After the first stretch and fold, I was going to add my fruity pebbles as some inclusions in the middle, and you can see here how tough and tight the dough was. I did add extra water to this dough and it didn't do anything. I think that it needed a way higher amount of liquid to balance out the sweetness of the milk with the fruity pebbles. And here I go adding more and more cereal, thinking I was going to get beautiful layers. And I think it just kept drying up the dough. The cereal was soaking up the moisture and the hydration of the dough. And I didn't really think much of it. I did think it was going to come out a little bit more on the enriched side because it did have the milk. But I noticed that when it was rising very like round. It wasn't super aerated. It was kind of dense. And when I put it on my mat, I could see that it wasn't going to stretch much. So I was like, you know what? If this loaf is a fail, at least let it taste good. But I added more fruity pebbles in the middle. And here you can see it was like hard. Like it was so tough. And I shaped it. I put it in the banneton and it just like went to sleep overnight. And then in the morning, I was ready to bake it. Here I was putting it on the loaf pan and the liner of the banneton just stuck to it. So I was like, okay, that moisture is not existent at this point. I scored my dough, put it in the oven, and it was so heavy, so dense. And I was like, no, hopefully at least it tastes good. But no, the fruity pebbles didn't even give it a good flavor. The dough wasn't sweet enough and it was just so dry and dense and it just tasted like fake ingredients. So if you guys have tried this inclusion, let me know how it went for you.